Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chimneys, smokestacks, and other smoke expulsion mechanisms of the internet. welcome,
Devices
back.
of Locker 318.
Welcome back to the JKWD podcast, where evidently we need to start scripting some beginnings.
You're punch drunk.
Kevin, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm not a chimney thing, but I'm all right. Here in sunny Syracuse and or Liverpool, however you want to say that. Nice day out. Pretty
good. Well, I think today, my tongue is not working yet. Today might be the hottest day of the year here in Savannah. The high temp is supposed to be 98 degrees, and I think I will not test that.
Wow.
I will just let it do what it's going to do. And it's already into September. It's not like we're recording this 5 months early or anything.
Right.
So yeah. So that's happening out there. I'm gonna stay in here.
I agree.
Yeah. What's going on in your world?
Nothing. Well, that's not true. You know, same stuff's always going on in my world. Toastmasters and been doing a little photography. It was in a nice celebration yesterday. Health's good. Life's good. Just kind of hanging in there. People are staying healthy for the most part. We're opening up pretty well around here. So I've had a couple of restaurant stops. Okay, Denny's, but that counts for ice cream. Somebody else is buying. That's good. But for the most part, things seem to be pretty calm around here. Of course, I stay in a lot, so it could be going crazy, and I wouldn't know unless somebody told me. Mm-hmm. But things seem to be okay. Most of the people that I associate with are doing well. I haven't got any crazy reports from them, so we're doing all right. Doing a little more reading.
Okay.
Trying to keep the brain going along.
Anything you want to pass along in that realm? I know we talked about
I'm reading
this a few weeks ago.
I'm reading some coaching stuff right now, and where there's a like one of these is by Dr. Marcia Reynolds. Basically, it's an emotional intelligence, and it's talking about outsmart your brain and how to make success feel easy. This is an older version of it. I hear there is a new one out, but good book so far. Pretty sharp. She's pretty highly acclaimed as a life and executive coach. So I like those folks. I trying to fine tune my skills a little bit more here.
Nice.
Plus, I can help coach me.
There you go. Even the coaches need coaching.
Even coaches need coaches. So yeah. So other than that, let me see what else is happening. Not too much. I got some trees that are crumbling apart or something. I'm gonna need to get a saw here soon.
Yeah. Don't let those fall in the house.
Yeah. Well, that part is good. That's not. No.
Okay.
I'm not even sure. I don't think the house insurance. Let me check my house insurance. See if there's a thing for low flying trees. But anyway, all in all, life is good. Family's fine.
Yeah. I assume accidental new house isn't on your 2020 wish list.
No, that is not on my. So I'm in the universe of talking. The tree is staying stationary.
Okay.
Or the wind is blowing in the proper direction, not to have it fall upon my residence.
Good. Good. Well, over here we have grown a 5-year-old for half the week. My niece is over for school because school is in session remotely. And since my sister and brother-in-law, we're going to loosen that thing up if we're going to have a conversation. Since they both work outside the house, and my wife and I both work inside the house, my niece is over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been interesting, especially considering that it's kindergarten. She's never been to school before. So trying to park her in front of a tablet for most of 5 hours a day has been an interesting experience.
I'll bet you.
Yeah.
You'll be in such great shape when Marlena's turn.
Right. Well, hopefully she'll actually get to go to a building by the time she's old enough. Whew. Well, we are brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. It's your daily dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself, Kelvin P. Reynolds Sr.
It is I.
Yeah, it is you. Sign up today. Get yourself 4 weeks free. VitaminKDaily.com. After that, just $24.95 a year. If you want to cancel at any time, just cancel at any time. If you don't want to get charged at all, just cancel sometimes within those 4 weeks. He'll be sorry to see you go, but he will understand and not take it personally.
I will understand and not take it personally.
Good, because I'm glad we're making that promise, because I know that since I said it, I would get the call every time. Every time you took that personally. So
that could be it. Yeah. No, well, not everybody in the world agrees with me. Not everybody wants to be positive. So I am grateful for the following that I have. And if I really screw it up, they let me know. So, but
yeah, they do seem to be pretty good about that.
Yeah.
And again, it's VitaminKDaily.com. It's 4 weeks free. Let's do the show.
Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go.
So, just this week, and I know that we're time traveling a little bit because we're actually a week ahead on recording. We've been pretty good about that this year. We'll see if we can keep that up.
This Josh, your guy, keeps calling me saying,
"Hey, let's record. Let's record."
You push that yet? Yeah.
But anyway, so just this past week, David Blaine grabbed onto a bunch of helium balloons, went up 24,900 feet, and let go, and then parachuted down to Earth safely. He was going to do this in New York on August 31st, but weather conditions dictated that he go to Arizona on September 2nd instead.
Got it.
But that was kind of crazy to watch, and we'll link to the video on that. But I thought it might be good watching that, talking about going beyond our comfort zone and extending our boundaries. And that's a little much.
Yeah.
For my taste.
Just a hair.
And by the way, if you're trying to picture this, especially if you're, a little bit younger, have kids. The movie Up, where the guy floats away in a house on that bunch of balloons. Yeah, that's what David Blaine was going up in. It's just tied to a bunch of balloons.
Wow.
And he actually put on his parachute when he was already about 8,000 feet up. So
the fact that he didn't even put on the parachute until he was 8,000 feet up, I'm thinking that in and of itself is, how did he do that?
Carefully. You can see it on the video. He reaches up, like it was strapped into a small basket or something up on the balloons. He reached up, grabbed it. If he had dropped it, he would have had problems.
I think.
And then, once you get it on that first arm, you can get it on the second arm, and then you got to put on the leg straps.
Yeah.
Without letting go of the balloons, because he was holding on. And then, yeah, he stuck a VO2 meter on his, an oxygen meter on his finger, and he put on an altimeter so that we could see it on his GoPro, and eventually we got to see him jump off of that thing. So comfort zones. Mine doesn't get that far off the ground. I don't.
No. No.
I'm a little better than I was. That one time I had you come over and take some stuff off our garage rafters, because I couldn't get myself above the third step on the ladder. I'm doing a little better than that. Like I could probably get up there now.
You had to do that to paint your house inside. Yeah.
I did. We have an 11-foot ceiling in the living room, and only one way to get up those walls, and that's and that's hire somebody. No, I didn't. I did it myself.
I was proud of you.
And now that I've seen that, now I look at the edge of the roof, and I'm like, oh, that's not that far. If I needed to get up there for something, I could. Not that I'm looking to go climb the roof or anything, but
you never know. You may find a stack of money up there one day you want to get hold of.
Yeah, no, I can see most of the roof. So I probably would have found that stack of money by now. Well, the good thing about the age we're living in right now is that we have drones. We can just fly them up above, and
well, there is that.
Yeah. So comfort zones. How are you stretching yours these days? Are you stretching yours these days?
I hate to say this, but I'm probably not stretching them a lot. A lot of stuff going on. I did some stretching before. Right now, I think one of the biggest stretches is staying calm and positive in the midst of everything. It takes a lot sometimes to just not run off with the panic.
I hear you.
But as far as that's concerned, other than that, you remember a couple of years ago, I was doing a lot of speaking, and somehow I got off that, and I find myself having to reacclimate. So we have a comfort zone I used to have that for some reason got constricted. I don't even know why. And reopening that comfort zone is that's kind of an interesting exercise. Because since I've done it, I've got recordings of me talking to people, pictures of me talking to these crowds of people and having all this fun. And it's like, well, so why am I not doing that right now? Let's take a look at this. And I don't know. So that's
because you're not allowed to speak to crowds of people right now.
Well, that does have its edge in here.
Yeah, but it's that to consider.
Yeah, I'm doing more stretching with my mind, and thinking about concepts than I am like any physical boundary or something like that. So I guess I'm kind of dormant right now, but I might have a couple of projects, but not huge. Not huge. So.
Oh, we're over here. We're still running. Even though the race I was training for got canceled, I committed when I started the training that if it got canceled, I was going to run the distance that day anyway. Yeah. So continuing to train and just trying to think about where I want to have breakfast that day after I run.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically I'm gear up and tell my wife where I want to meet her for lunch in 3.5 hours when I when I leave the house. On top of that, I've got a couple of DIY projects I'm working on in the garage, which is not a typical Josh thing to do. If we realize that if we want to grow our family, and we think we do, that we're going to need another bedroom. And I happen to have another bedroom, but it's being used as an office. So we're going to convert the garage to an office without doing a full conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were to split the air, if we were to split the HVAC system and build a wall or whatever, like it would cost us thousands of dollars, and we'd have to go through permitting if we wanted to put a divider wall up and even put up a wall for some insulation. So we're getting creative with the garage project. We're going to lay down some temporary flooring that we could pull up if we ever wanted a garage back. Rather than, I was going to build a full floating floor in there, and I decided against it because once that was in, it was going to be in, and it would never be a garage again. But we're also doing things to hopefully make it not look like a garage. Not make it look like it's a storage space, like we can actually do work in there and enjoy it. Also, we had neighbors who were getting rid of a dresser and desk that would be perfect for Marlena, with a little love and care put into them. So I'm like, well, not in my skill set normally, but I figure why not? So we're gonna fix those up, paint them, and do nice things with them, so kind of my physical, like that creative side of me, like that part that fixes stuff and interior design stuff, like that's not, like I don't do that a lot. Like, all I usually do is figure out where to put the furniture, and if I don't like it, I move it 4 times until I like it. But this is going to be a kind of a, whatever you do in there is kind of going to be the thing that you did in there. So, got to get it right the first time.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I'd have to build a whole new garage for that, because I got about 8 inches on either side of the car.
Yeah, well, we don't park the cars in the garage. That's part of it, right? If you pulled the car out, you could. Yeah, if we figured out that if I put the van fits in the garage with no leeway. Like I can't actually walk around it.
Bummer.
The front and back. If both cars are in there, then we can only open one of the car doors. And if the other car, if both cars are in there, then right, we can't open the doors on both sides of one car. We have to let the driver get in and then pull out of the garage and let the passenger in.
Oh, that's inconvenient.
But we also live in a place where the cars get hot, but we don't have to worry about clearing snow and sleet and stuff off of them.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So they
can live outside the garage.
I couldn't do that here. Because about the time Mother Nature decides that the fair should have been over, she's probably going to give us some prizes anyway.
Yep.
So that's it.
But we have very plastic brains, right? We can learn new things pretty easily, but we have to practice them.
Right.
And we're attracted to novel experiences. It's why little kids love doing something new. Once you introduce something new to them, they'll just do it for hours and hours and hours and hours. Mm-hmm. And then within a week, they're just like, meh, no thanks.
They've mastered.
We love novelty. Mm-hmm. And we find so few places to practice it as adults. Mm-hmm. We get into our routines, even if we don't get even if we're not fulfilled mm-hmm. by our routines, if we're not feeling a great sense of self-fulfillment, if we're not, if we don't love our jobs or our hobbies or whatever, we keep doing them because we're used to doing them. And our bodies are pretty good at repetitive tasks, but our brains hate it. Which is why so many people are having trouble during our collective quarantine. They're mm-hmm. isolated, they're not going places, they're not seeing people, they're just stuck inside doing the same thing, trying to find novelty within their own four walls. And
except for the guy who rode the helium balloons up 24.
Right, exactly. Well, wow. You don't get a lot more socially distanced than that.
Pretty much.
The nearest guy, he's over in a helicopter 10,000 feet below me because they can't fly this high.
Yeah, really. And I didn't realize that as far as helicopters were concerned.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on the airspace, but where he was, that was as high as they were allowed to go.
Mm. Well, I think one of the things I'm going to do is I had started some work on my photography studio a while back. We got pretty much there with the help of a couple of friends. But it could use a little bit of a revamp right now, so I may have to stretch my imagination a little bit here and try to do some things there, because there's some shots I want to be able to take inside that I can't right now just because of the way it's formatted. So, and who knows, maybe I'll try my hand at creating my own background. That could be fun.
Nice.
Use that right brain side and do some stuff. But I have had an urge recently to expand that side of me because COVID hit again, photography, weddings and stuff out.
Right.
We were going outdoors. We couldn't really do much out there, and we certainly weren't going to have people into the studio. I did have one client that challenged me to do some First Communion photos for her daughter, and we went outside to a local park and stuff. And got hit here. I got hit with some crazy lighting conditions that were really tough, and so I tackled that. So I did end up doing a good job with those. Surprised myself I did, as a matter of fact, because lighting is sometimes kind of crazy, especially when it's like really, really bright outside and you're wearing white in front of lights. And trying to get things balanced around, but I managed to do that, and apparently they really, really liked the work I did, so I was happy about that, because I was like, ooh, man.
Okay, so if you don't balance that comes out.
It made the brain get a little busy there for a while.
If you don't balance that out, that comes out blue?
Well, it can come out blue. It can come out with no detail. because it's so
You
white.
just get washed out entirely.
It just washed out and stuff like that. And then you got to balance that with the skin tone of the child, right? So we can have all that. Beautiful outfit, though. She had on a white silk gown with, we had the COVID mask on for the first communion, which was an interesting kind of a concept for first communion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, you do.
Keep everybody safe.
So that was a fun project. So we did have some fun with that, I will admit. So I had to stretch a little bit for that. So
great, yeah. So I mean, we can keep this short, but the long and short of it is if you're, particularly if you're feeling stuck amid COVID right now, you can stretch your brain, do a little something that you wouldn't normally think of doing. Doesn't even have to be something creative like photography or something with your hands, like redoing the garage. It could be, it could just be with your mind. It could be learning a new language. You could, read new books that are beyond, your normal, that are outside your normal
realm. Yeah.
Yeah, and just pick something new. Pick something new to try out, and get a little bit beyond your comfort zone. You find out that you wind up opening yourself to a lot more than just the thing you're trying out.
Yeah, and sometimes just we don't realize these other possibilities until sometimes things end up being easy. I'm like, I never would have thought of that. I did have a situation like that recently. Hadn't thought of that result as an answer. So yes. All right, I'm going to do something today I haven't done lately. I'll figure out what that
What's
is.
That? Okay.
Well, yeah, I say I got to figure out what that is.
You don't know. Okay.
It'll be
right.
good.
Well,
it'll be good.
I think if we are comfortable with the way they've got things set up, we're going to try this new restaurant in town. They opened during COVID, so I'm guessing that they're set up for it, but we're not going to eat on their patio because 95 degrees.
Yes.
But so we're going to try that, and then we'll come home and see what we got going on. Everybody else, in the meantime, go stretch your comfort zone. Sign up for Vitamin K Daily. VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. Go over to jkwdpodcast.com. Take a look at show notes for this and the other 220-something episodes. Hopefully next week we'll have a guest, assuming that our plans stay on track. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye! A Better Humanhood production.